Hey Radford, how's it going? Welcome to another special edition of Why We Can't Have Nice Things. I'm wearing a hat today because I desperately need a haircut, so bear with me if you're a Falcons fan. Today I'm going to be talking about the First Amendment because nobody seems to understand what it means. They think it means that people can say whatever they want, whenever they want, free of consequence. Wrong. It means that the government can't arrest you because of something you said, barring, threats and things like that. The First Amendment doesn't say that you can't be blasted over something stupid like, I don't know, calling the President of the United States a subhuman mongrel. You can say things like that, but your First Amendment rights aren't violated when the store decides to take your albums off the shelves because that business isn't the government. That business is expressing its First Amendment right to distance itself from you. The reason this is coming up now is because of the new bill in Arizona that would allow businesses to refuse service to gays. A lot of people think that this is an issue of religious freedom when it really isn't, and that gets under my skin. Let me be clear. This bill has nothing to do with religious freedom. Those words should have never come out of anyone's mouth. Religious freedom means you can practice your faith and nobody can prevent you from praying or persecute you for your beliefs. Now, if that belief is that gays are something less than straight people and that you should be able to discriminate against them, that's not just a belief that impacts you. That impacts the entire gay community, and no law should ever be made to make that possible. That's not religious freedom. That's hatred. While we're on that note, why did homosexuality ever become an issue of religious freedom? Gay marriage is something completely different because you can find in the Bible where it says marriage between a man and a woman. But where in the Bible did Jesus bash gays as a whole? It just seems to me like people are using the fact that it's taboo to talk about somebody's beliefs to their advantage in this, in this kind of situation. You know what they call that in psychology? Cognitive dissonance. It's when someone knows that what they're doing is wrong, so rather than changing their ways to make it right, they change the rules of the game to better fit their way. It's wrong, and it really, really bothers me that people actually think that there are liberal bullies here that are attacking Christians when all they want is equal rights for the gay community. The cognitive dissonance is so strong with these people. How do you make yourself the victim when you're the oppressor? You don't get to do that. You just don't. And that's why we can't have nice things, because people don't understand what the First Amendment means, and they can't see past themselves enough to know that other people around them have their First Amendment right too. And that brings me to my favorite part.
This administration.
But separation of church and state, does that mean anything to you?
Sure, but it means that we're supposed to have freedom of religion, not freedom from religion.
But everybody's free to practice their religion.
But we've got a federal judge, for instance, in San Antonio that said these kids couldn't.
Freedom from religion. Essentially meaning, if I were to go out for a drive, I have the right not to see Christian propaganda everywhere. And he's right. I'm not going to tell someone to take down their church sign on their private property. What we mean by freedom from religion is not to see the Ten Commandments in front of a courthouse, to not have state-sponsored prayer in schools. That's freedom from religion, and nobody should be opposing that. If only everybody knew what the First Amendment, or all the amendments for that matter, meant, then maybe, just maybe, we can have nice things. Thanks for watching this special edition of Why We Can't Have Nice Things, and have a good week.